Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me in beautifully sunny Monaco with my Ford GT. We've driven all the way down from London via the Route Napoleon in France. This car coming up now to 10,000 miles, but if you know anything about this place, despite being a country with a population of only around 40,000 people, it has the most intense density of supercars of anywhere in the world. In fact, in showrooms alone right now, I can tell you we're about to go and see an AMG ONE, F40, Bugatti Veyron. There are plenty of other hypercars, supercars, and all sorts of crazy things around town. And having not been here for around 4 years, and in fact the last time I was here was with this car, pre of course the artwork from Louette and the roof box up on top, which I know is a bit odd, but it has made it such a cool car to venture across Europe with. And I want to go and take you to see what we can find here in Monaco. So we'll take it first to go and get it cleaned up. The front is absolutely splattered in bugs. Windshield, the number plate I think tells you a big part of the story of quite how many bugs are on this thing. The satin wrap actually hides most of them. So I'm gonna go and try and find a car wash or something that I can do myself just to get this cleaned and tidied for the time being that we're here before we continue our journey. But then let's go head around town, famous for its Formula One track, literally within the city of Monaco, and then go and see what cars we can find along the way. It's actually really interesting how a satin wrap manages to hide most of the dirt on it. We were driving a little bit in the rain on the way out of England, as you can see from the splats through the carbon fibre and the side sills and on the wheels and obviously around the front of it as well. And I want to get it a bit tidied up because we're here in Monaco. You can't be in Monaco without having a car looking pristine and shiny. We've got the Shmoo the Cow air freshener coming soon, as well as Shmoo the Cow joining us for this journey. But of course, ski box on the top, given the absence of luggage space that you have in the back, that's actually made it drivable. And I tell you what, been really quite fun. Now this thing causes quite a stir with the artwork, which we've explained is to do with Louette and the charity Calm, raising some funds with the original pieces going up for auction in the not too distant future. But then you pop a ski box on the top. I mean, a Ford GT stands out enough on its own, and pretty much everywhere we go it is photo central. So let me get this started. We'll head over and go and see, well, maybe we just go for a little loop, because the Formula One track goes up towards the casino, then it goes through the tunnel on its way back here to the harbour, to the swimming pool, where we're surrounded by all of the very, very large yachts. Fontvieille is over the other side. It's amazing to be here. So much has changed, in fact, since the last time I stopped by. And then, yeah, tidy it up and take the day from there. Let's get started. It sounds so good. QuickSilver exhaust upgrade. You can see we've got some cameras out already, in fact, to the right of us, in front of us, and just about everywhere. But we're gonna go this direction firstly, across the bumps. Actually, the car isn't that low, which means that driving around isn't as much of a problem as I might have expected. The front is really hard to see and very long. So going into garages, not really knowing where those corners are, is a little bit difficult. But this is where you have the pits of the F1 down here. Been here many times in the past, all the events like Top Marks, even Gumball came here literally a decade ago. And we come round towards Rascasse at the very end, the last corner of the circuit. It's just really quite cool to be here in the Ford GT again and just soak it all up, really. So let's go and find some supercars, because that's what we're here for. Starting right in front of us in the Bugatti showroom there is a red and black Veyron. Maybe we'll go have a nose through the window a little bit later on. Kicks off pretty well, doesn't it? This is as quiet as you can ever see the Monte Carlo casino in the afternoon. In fact, looking around here, there's an R8 over there. To the left, there's a Ferrari F8 Tributo, Bentley Continental GTC, 911 Turbo S, 612 Scaglietti, Turbo S convertible on my left. That's about it there. Up in front is a bright green Lamborghini Urus, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it up here in the Monte Carlo casino area, which is a little bit surprising right now. Oh, there was an 812 GTS there. There was a nice blue 812 GTS that I hadn't spotted. And then we head down the hill, kind of doing the F1 loop, but I'm actually surprised by how quiet the start of the day is. On the left here, we've got an 812, another GTS, followed by a DB11, followed by a not so good looking BMW, sorry to say it. That's often the way. I'm actually really surprised. I mean, don't get me wrong, when it comes to yacht spotting, looking to the left of us here, is pretty bonkers. In terms of cars though, it's oddly quiet today. I don't really know where everyone is. What I do know is that there's a new self-wash for cars, and you can probably tell from looking through the windscreen that it's so grimy. That's where we're going to head first and just go and see if this works out. I seem to have hit the jackpot. A new car wash. Look at this place where you can just turn up. I know washing a Ford GT in a wash box, I know lots of people are going to scream and be very unhappy, but look at this. We've got everything we need, including the roof box. After wiping off the snow foam, we now have shampoo, and I tell you what, for a wash box, this is, as you would probably expect in Monaco, and conveniently it goes underneath. This is absolutely state of the art, which is very, very convenient. It's not going to be a perfect wash, but given we're about to continue for thousands of miles further, it would be a little bit pointless at the moment to do it myself very badly and spend too much time on it. So we'll go over the wrap, beauty of having a wrapped car, and then in a couple of minutes we'll basically be there. Just a little bit hot and sticky now, but the easiest way to dry a car, especially once you've used the things that they have here, is to go and drive it. So I vote for a quick run up the hill on some roads that I've enjoyed even before I had the Vantage Roadster, back with the Audi S5, to go take this. So let's do it. With the AC blasting in here, because to be completely honest, I need it right now, we are coming up to the start line. You can literally see the checkered flag pattern painted across the ground. That is the start line for the Monaco F1 lap. But we're going to be heading out through some tunnels, up into the hills a little bit. It's such a quiet day here, which is actually quite nice in many ways. Just go exploring. We've pulled over at the side of the road. Look at this view for a moment. Look at that. All the boats down there. Obviously to the right you have Antibes, Juan Lapin, around Nice, Cannes. Stunning. Anyway, what I was going to say was driving the car just a very short distance has already pretty much, gosh that was loud, dried everything. The only thing it hasn't is the rear glass, which you can get the outside from here, the inside a little bit, but I think with this printed wrap design, look quite closely at it, it's got this texture to it, which means that you're not going to see water spots or anything like that on it anyway, which is actually an accidental, really nice benefit. It's quite warm in the engine bay here, unsurprisingly, but this is nearly done. Just one little towel and we're going to be golden. Much better. And hopefully no more rain for the entire rest of this journey. That would be the dream. But yeah, that can go back in there. It will dry because it gets very hot in there. Close that down, wait for a gap, and go up the hill. From S5 to Ford GT. That sound with the view that you have here is to die for. This is absolutely amazing. Driven some very cool cars up here in the past. A couple of hairpins and switchbacks. A video of the 675 LT flaming away. Amazing roads up here, just breathtaking. Technically, of course, this is in France, as opposed to being in Monaco directly. Beautifully smooth tarmac that snakes along the side of the hills. What more could you ask for to enjoy a drive? Listening to the sound of this. V6 equipped with QuickSilver exhaust. Those pops on liftoff. Awesome. This is the new hotel up here where Aston Martin recently did the DB12 launch, and I was wondering if we might spot some supercars, but no, unfortunately not. Nothing up there, which is actually a bit of a surprise, but it is what it is. We will go this way, back down towards Monaco, and then I think we maybe get a small bit of view from up here, or maybe that concrete wall completely hides it all. As we go around the corner, I think at some point it's going to open up. At some point we're going to be able to see something here. Down into Monaco, down there in the valley, because it's really cool. It's really quite the view, yeah. Here, look at this. What a place. What a place to be. Let's go down and see what else we can find in town. This is crazy. That is the Rosso Dino Ferrari Roma that I mentioned having seen the other day. That's cool. Exact same color as my 296. Nice. We saw it on the way into Monaco. Oh, and there was a 488 over my shoulder there as well. And a Turbo S. 992 Turbo S. This place is crazy. You never know what's going to be around the next corner. But no, I said we'd seen that car and now we've got it on camera. When the navigation goes crazy, I mean, this is because of the tunnel network that I was mentioning before. No idea whether that's the best way to go, but we'll follow it. What's the worst that can happen? Maybe we spot something cool along the way. Ferraris aplenty. On today's showroom window spotting, we have Dawn, GT4 RS, Turbo maybe. Nothing too crazy. Like, what's around the next corner? We need to find some supercars. I don't get why it's so quiet today. I'm hoping at this stage that everyone's going to appear later on. There we have a Portofino. Ferrari Portofino. The density and concentration of Ferraris here is absurd. Is that an 812 GTS? Yeah, nice. Very nice. Wherever you go, everyone stops to get the photos. Love it. R34 M-Spec. That's also, I think, from Bahrain. That's kind of cool, isn't it? That's a little bit different. Supercars are plenty around here. And then an R34, as you do. Yeah, Bahrain plate. How funky. Would not really have expected to see something like that. More of these Twizzies everywhere, because they're a great way to get around Monte Carlo. We're going to go into the garage though, up here, because I'm led to believe there are multiple really quite cool hypercars to go and check out. Hurricane Evo Spider. Oh look, nice 911 from Kuwait. Hiding now, but in light purple, which was a very cool colour choice for it. I'm wondering why we stopped. People everywhere. Anyway, yeah, that looks very nice. And we've got a Pista on the right. A Pista in a lovely shade of red. You always find something nice in a parking garage. Another 488 Pista Coupe. I like the green stripes over the dark silver, light grey paintwork, carbon wheels. And there's an F8 Tributo right next to it as well. Under that cover, which has a stripe on it. You can see through the cover. But I am not going to be finding out anymore, because never remove covers from parked cars. Porsche GT2 RS from Dubai. It's a nice plate on that as well. And then over there is a very cool G-Wagon convertible. You gotta love those short wheelbase G-Wagons. And then luxury car gang, the stretched Merc and the Flying Spur and a Rolls under the cover. Well, now we're talking. Wait until you can see what I can see up there. But we've got a Ferrari Roma from Germany just here. Check out this little lineup. Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. I think that's a French diplomatic plate, I think. Mercedes McLaren SLR Roadster. Manny Koshbin would certainly love that. SF90 Spider, as it happens. But we're going to skip on from that little trio, or quadruple, to that. Check it out. Ferrari, LaFerrari in blue. Also here from Dubai. Wow, one of 499 or one of 500. Of course, details of all of these on ECR exclusive car registry. Look at this. Plugged in obviously here. Keep the battery alive. Just lurking. You never know what you might find when you're looking around here. The color of this car, by the way, is Azzurro Dino with the yellow shields and of course the yellow matching calipers. And the roof section is one of the few with that in exposed carbon fiber. I think it was only 50 of them that originally had the carbon fiber roof sections. Of course, the owner's company graphic on the side of it and the full carbon as well around the front. I always love digging into the different specs and details of these painted mirrors as opposed to the contrast carbon mirrors. Cool spec, really. Looks very nice on the LaFerrari, which is up there on my list of dream cars, that's for sure. This is like deja vu to what's down there. Look at this. We've got a Lamborghini Aventador S. And by the way, notice the similarities of the engine bay to that shape. Very cool, hey, of the Aventi. We then have some cars from Georges GMK 001, which I'm sure the French viewers amongst you guys will recognize. We've got the, well, M3, C63, SVJ, Urus, Range Rover, new M2, and then, I'm gonna go straight to it because you've seen it, the Bugatti Veyron Super Sport WRE livery, full carbon, orange, and an Aston Martin DBS. We have to just take a moment to take that in. What a lineup. Unfortunately, GMK is not here at the moment. I believe he's not here the same days as me. Otherwise, it would have been amazing to see if we can catch up. But hey, there might still be some days when that's possible. We've got to take a quick look at this trio of Rolls Royces as well. This Dawn is particularly smart. I think this was a limited edition collection. The white with the blue pinstripe coach line, the blue roof and some blue accents against the very light coloured interior, which looks really, really nice. And then a touch more about some of GMK's cars. You can see even the fan notes on the C63 Black Series, which has had a few different liveries and wraps over the years. This G80 M3, by the way, has over 900 horsepower. I think it might even be the same Midnight Purple that I had on my Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 as a wrap, but it was 912 horsepower, which is ridiculous. That is a new M3 CS, which I don't think I've actually looked around in person really at any point yet, which has only joined the collection a couple of weeks ago. And of course it sits alongside this Aventador S that's tucked in there as well in the bright yellow. But it's a pretty cool collection of cars. He's had some very nice things over the years. And of course all of those videos are over on his channel, GMK 001. Some of them hidden away from our sight for now. The M2 and the DBS flanking the Bugatti Veyron Supersport WRE. Straight back into Casino Square, and we have a Mansouri Bentley Continental GTC cruising through. I wonder if anything else has changed. Let me go and have a little look around over here, see what we've got about. That's an SL65 Black Series. Gone, but we saw it at least, followed by a turbo, followed by a Heritage Targa, and then a very nice Flying Spur, also from Dubai coming up, and a Bentayga. Just normal traffic here in Monaco, and look over there as well, there's a Rauwelt. Air-cooled 911s. Oh, that's a roof as well next to it. Wow. And look what we have again. That's the Rosso Dino Roma. My 296 is Rosso Dino, ready for collection when we're home from this tour, which I'm obviously quite excited about. G80 M3, which I'm recording. Time coincidence. Let's focus on the SL65 Black Series first. That twin turbo V12, bi-turbo V12 sounds amazing. I was going to say the M3 because mine was the same colour, Isle of Man green. But then the SL65 going past was the icing on the cake. There is always something to see here at Scuderia Monte Carlo, the Ferrari dealership. And yes, while it's currently closed, there is an F40 right inside the showroom, which is to many people the ultimate dream hypercar, supercar, how you'd like to call it. Alongside what do we have? 296 GTB and an 812 Competizione Aperta. That's an 812 Comp A under the cover. Obviously, giveaway is the roofline, or lack of roofline, as a 458 Speciale just went past. There was a black 458 Speciale that just went along over there in the traffic. You're gonna have to believe me again. There's a lot of that around here. But yeah, 296, 812 Comp A, and an F8, and a couple of other cars on the other side. This is the Rolls-Royce showroom, but you know what? All eyes on this Aston Martin Signet. How many of those do you see around anymore? The very quirky, unusual thing that was introduced based on the Toyota platform at the time when the idea was to average fleet emissions, right? Obviously things all changed and rules and whatnot, but they gave it Aston Martin style lights reminiscent of the DB9 and Vantage, gave it an Aston Martin interior with the high quality leather, 718 Spider, nice, and gave it an Aston Martin front grille and the badge, which is so unusual and quirky, and I've always had a bit of a soft spot for them. But still with the, is it 1.1, 1.2 litre engine, something like that? Not a whole lot of power, basically a city car, probably quite a suitable thing for here in Monaco. We're in luck, the Speciale's coming back past. Full black, smart, followed by a Maybach GLS 600. We are now fast approaching, just down here, the car that I am the most excited about today. But before we do, here at McLaren, this is a stunning 765 LT Spider. One of 765, but that colour, with the contrast of the, it's just gloss black, isn't it? Not even exposed carbon. Looks amazing. The in-painted headlights, really, really nice spec. We've also got a McLaren Artura and a McLaren GT. But if we come past, wait and see what's about to be unveiled to us. And I don't mean the Grenadier, I mean what's in the next showroom here. Past the G63, what's that? A Range Rover going past. Past the G63 and the SL43 is this. This is the Mercedes AMG ONE, and this is Valtteri Bottas's Mercedes AMG ONE. Yes, the F1 driver who I actually saw just a couple of days ago. Of course, he now drives for Alfa Romeo, where he did drive for Mercedes AMG back at the time this was introduced. It's painted in brilliant blue metallic, stunning paint colour, and it looks absolutely amazing. I know it's just in the showroom and we can't go in and see it. One of the first to be delivered, chassis 33. This is, that's cool. But yeah, look at this thing. Look at this thing. The Mercedes F1 tech, well, F1 engine, quite literally, 1.6 turbo V6 in a road car. It might be late, it might have been delayed, but you just look at this thing. Distinct Mercedes identity at the front. The painted star over the nose. This is just really cool. That's I think that's my highlight, even though I'm looking at it through glass, and very smudged glass. Look at how many people have peered up against this to see it. That's crazy. But yeah, AMG ONE in Monte Carlo. That's cool, cruising by. I start to wonder if I should be filming every Ferrari 812 that goes by, because there are so many around here. Never literally go into random garages, but from the outside, that looks like something interesting. I can't tell you what though. It's a bit too dark down there, and it's a bit too much of a dark cover. AMG GT, and I'm pretty sure I just heard in the background the sound, V8 sounds nice there, the background sound of another Ferrari, so this is where you watch, there we go, nice. Pista Pilotti. The Pilotti livery only available for people who race with Ferrari, whether that's Ferrari Challenge or perhaps in the GT3 cars or different championships. Huh. I thought I heard a Ferrari V8 coming down the hill. I did not realise it would be something as cool as a Pista Pilotti edition. Well, night has fallen, but one of the other interesting things here is when you start looking at where the different plates are from, all the different countries. An EQS SUV. Might even be the first one of those I've seen. Not even sure where that plate's from. Is it from Sweden or something like that? Estonia, I think. That is from Estonia. Point proven. Got Monaco plates. We've got a French plate on that car. Monaco plate, Swiss plate on the F8, Italian plate on the Panamera. Obviously loads of British plates. In fact, the 812 up there, wait for it, is from the UK. Very international when you're around here. There's an Aventador over there. You can hear it. Aventador Roadster. Aventador S Roadster. And there's another one. That might be the one that we saw in the garage earlier. The yellow Aventador S Coupe. 911, Hurricane, and not a whole lot else yet. It's too early at night, clearly. On my left, there's a Wraith. On the right is a G-Wagon and a Phantom. We've got a bright lime essence Vantage. There's just loads of really nice cars out today without the kind of hypercar mayhem that Monaco is often famed for. Clearly just chose a very quiet day. And there we have the Aventador S. I can't remember if that's the same one. I think that's actually a different yellow Aventador S. to the one we saw earlier, because I think the one earlier was on a different plate, which is quite funny. But hey, welcome to Monaco. Focus RS, AMG GT Black Series up there. In fact, two of them. I'm going to park and go and have a quick nosy. Literally a pair here. In fact, a pair from the UK as it happens. One in Magno and one in gloss. That's really cool. That has the orange accent details that have been added to match the interior. Both have the orange interior stitch, but given there were only, I think, 40 or 50 UK GT Black Series, the fact that there are two of them here is quite cool to see together. I think we're going to wrap things up there. The reactions to this car, anywhere it goes, are mind-boggling. It's just a crazy thing. This place at night is all completely transformed. Standing here, and you can look all the way over to the right, up towards where the casino is as well. I don't know, there's something about being in Monaco. Of course, many visits here over the years as well. And today, we've actually seen some pretty cool cars. Admittedly, some in garages, including Valtteri Bottas's AMG ONE, which literally, having been with Valtteri in Italy a few days ago, prior to the start of the Monza F1, makes it even stranger. But I'm exhausted. It's been a very tiring day. It's been a lot of fun though, being down here with the car. So for now, we'll go get it parked up. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. A bit of car spotting here in Monte Carlo. That's it for this time though, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.